6, I was not ready for it. He proceeded to say, the little girl that I call my niece, that's not my niece, that's my daughter. So me still being like, okay, that's your daughter. I'm still not ready for what he's about to tell me. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, you had a kid young and you sent her to live with your sister. But then he confirmed that that was his child that him and his sister had when they were 12 years old.
Ew!
Wow.
Ew!
12 years old?
What the heck were y'all parents doing?
Jesus.
Where were y'all parents at?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. For sure, I wasn't expecting that.
All I could think about is how I'm about to have a kid with somebody who has a kid with their sister. As time went on, everything felt like a demonic hold on my life. I felt like I was now attaching myself to a cursed family. Not to mention, something that really stuck with me was the fact that the sister that he has the baby with, she has the same exact birthday as me. Everything felt like a curse. His mom wanted me to settle with the idea that I was now going to be 18, 19 years old, a new mom and a stepmother to his daughter. His mom was trying to push marriage on us so much. After I had my son, she wanted us to have another kid. And at that moment, I just knew this is not something I want.
Wow.
That's a lot to digest.
Yes.
That's a lot to digest. Wait, the way that she telling this story, she telling it too fast. That's a lot. Wait. Woo! What's up, y'all? What's up? It's your boy Larry Love from the BNB Universe.
And
Mama Dude.
hey, YouTube.
What's up, y'all? Hey, we about to react to this video. It's called Her Baby Daddy Had a Baby with His Blood Sister. That's trifling. That is disgusting. She said she thought it was her niece. That's even more insane. That you was sitting there the whole time thinking that was your niece.
Let's get into it.
I found out that my son's father has a baby with his blood sister. Not that this makes it any better, but they...
Oh,
Hold on, chat, my bad.
We might need to find a regular video because they got their That's why they put the watermark on there so you don't use their.
What they call it? Hey, free speech. What's it called? We just reacting, man. So what?
found out that my son's father has a baby with his blood sister. Not that this makes it any better, but they don't have the same mom. They do have the same dad. Now, I can only tell my point of view from this. I can't tell his or her point of view. I'm only going to be telling what I experienced and what I've learned from that situation, which I am no longer in. And it took me years to get away from. So I met my child's father when I was 17. He was 20 at the time.
Dang.
I was a few months away from aging out of foster care, and I was considered a runaway.
17. I mean, when because she's not 18 yet, 17 and 20 seem like
17 and 21.
Oh, I thought you said 20.
Nah, she said 21. 17 and 21.
Oh yeah, he should have at least waited till she was 18.
Yeah.
And legal.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cause you being 21 and meeting somebody at 17 and still dealing with them, waiting for them to turn 21, waiting for them to turn 18. That's kind of along the lines of grooming.
We froze. I mean, are we?
Oh man, this I'll actually stream OBS right here.
Okay, so because my movement was like.
Yeah, that's just something that I learned so I can see the chat all the time, see who in here and everything, and start watching it through here.
But me and him got serious, and I moved in his mom's house with him. First dumb mistake. When we first started talking, I asked him more than once, do you have any kids? Mind you, I don't have any kids, and I don't want to talk to anybody with kids. Time and time again, he told me, no, he doesn't have any.
Oh, dang. They couldn't even see that. He's watching us. It is watching us. How you feel about it? I mean, well, you married and you older.
I mean, I was young before.
No, I'm shocked. But when you was when you was younger and you was dating, how did you feel about dating a man with children already? Like, did you feel like that was an okay act to tell somebody, no, I can't deal with you because you got a child?
Well, that would have been hard for me because I had a child.
Yeah.
So how can I say? I mean, I could say that, but you prefer to date people that don't have children just because you don't want to deal with the drama of the baby mama or baby daddy. But
Mm.
I had a child, so it would have been hard for me to say, "Oh, I don't want to date somebody that don't have children," but I expect them to date me, and I have a child.
Exactly.
So because I had my child young, I ain't never really had that option.
Mm. I just feel like I just feel like you shouldn't cut somebody off or not give somebody an opportunity because they have a child. Like, I understand if you told somebody I can still deal with you, but I'm no one's step parent. Cool. You don't have to be obligated to do for and deal with the child just because you're dealing with that person, unless y'all really plan on being with each other, for forever. But cutting somebody off or not giving somebody an opportunity because they got a child,
Is
that's
that what she
crazy
said?
to me. Yeah. She said she asked them at the beginning when they first met if he had any kids, because if he did, she wouldn't deal with it. She wouldn't have dealt with him
I
because she
mean, at
don't.
17, she
Yeah,
shouldn't
at
have.
17, that
She
is true.
shouldn't want to
That's
deal
true.
with nobody with a child. She a
That
child
is.
herself, basically.
Yeah, that is true. I did forget about that part. You right about that one?
Kids. He's young, he's selling his green stuff, and yeah. I'm only mentioning that because at that moment, when I asked more than once, that's when he should have mentioned, hey, I do have a kid. Not that he had to go into detail about how he had the kid, but I did want to know. And I genuinely feel like if he told me, hey, I do have a kid, me and him were never going to be a thing. Like I said, I don't talk to people with kids. So that's where a lot of my frustration came from after I found out what I found out. Fast forward, I find out that I'm pregnant with my son. And all I remember is one night, him coming into the house and he told me that he had to talk to me. Now I assumed something was eating him up. We actually took a walk around the neighborhood and he was really fidgety. He kept telling me how he had to sell me something. Now, at this point, I had been around his family. I had pretty much met everybody involved in his family. I met his brothers, I met his sister, and I did remember that his sister had a kid. The little girl was probably 6 or 7. So, of course, I was thinking that's his niece. When he's telling me he has to tell me something, he was really fidgety. So because of how fidgety he was, I'm like, bro, just spit it out. Like, what are you about to say? Because clearly it's something crazy. He proceeds to say, you know the little girl that I call my niece? And instantly I thought, oh my gosh, did he touch her? But what he was about.
What if you can create your
Oh, it's
own
not. That's where your
website by
brain
saying,
went.
this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
That's where your brain went.
About to say next, I was not ready for it. He proceeded to say, the little girl that I call my niece, that's not my niece, that's my daughter. So me still being like, okay, that's your daughter, I'm still not ready for what he's about to tell me. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, you had a kid young and you sent her to live with your sister. But then he confirmed that that was his child that him and his sister had when they were 12 years old.
Ew!
Wow. Wow.
Ew!
12 years old?
What the heck were y'all parents doing?
Jesus.
Where were y'all parents at?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. For sure, I wasn't expecting that.
Jesus.
I mean, I knew it was his sister. But
Yeah, the
I
story was already
I wasn't even
wow.
putting the age with. Oh, Jesus.
The story was already crazy. They
I wonder how
what?
the parents. I can't wait to
Wait.
this.
How do you and your sister have a baby at 12 years old? Both of your parents worked overnight or something? Like, what was going on? What was y'all structure?
What would make you?
Y'all morals? What the? That's insane. That's nasty. I ain't judging nobody, but Yeah, that's a little too
I
far.
just remember my mind going blank. My heart dropped. I instantly thought, what the fuck did I get myself into? I was disgusted. I was confused. I was lost. I was even more upset because I'm like, I'm pregnant now. You could have told me that before we got serious. Still giving him the benefit of the doubt. You didn't even have to go into detail. You didn't have to tell me that deep secret when we first met. All you had to tell me was that you had a kid. At that point, I remember waking up every single morning crying my eyes out. It was something that would not get out of my head for weeks. All I could think about is how I'm about to have a kid with somebody who has a kid with their sister. As time went on, everything felt like a demonic hold on my life. I felt like I was now attaching myself to a cursed family. Not to mention, something that really stuck with me was the fact that the sister that he has the baby with, she has the same exact birthday as me. Everything felt like a curse. His mom wanted me to settle with the idea that I was now going to be 18, 19 years old, a new mom and a stepmother to his daughter. His mom was trying to push marriage on us so much. After I had my son, she wanted us to have another kid. And at that moment, I just knew this is not something I.
Wow.
That's a lot to
Why?
digest.
Yes.
That's a lot to digest. Wait, the way that she telling this story, she telling it too fast. That's a lot. Wait, slow down.
The fact that the mom is trying to push marriage on them and they so young.
You see why though? He already made the mistake of having a baby with his sister. She gotta make sure that her son go down the right path in some type of way.
No.
Find him a woman in some type of way.
No.
He says already something wrong with my child, man.
They too young for marriage.
I gotta hurry up and get him. I gotta hurry up and get him right. Gotta get him his woman before nobody want him. Mama Dukes help him hide the secret that that's his niece and all that.
Or she ain't know that he didn't share it.
What? I mean, yeah, I guess.
I want to
I
be a
guess
part
that could be
of.
true too.
Now, what his mom and his dad and his sister's mom went through, I look at that as also a curse. So it felt like she was trying to suck me in so deep that I would not have any way out. Nothing ever went right in that relationship, ever. For years. And that's how I knew this is not for me. It's never going to be for me. As much as I want a normal life, a normal relationship with this person, it will never be that. Because always in the back of my head, I always went back to thinking how I shouldn't be in this situation in the first place. When people say like you cannot properly love somebody without loving their kid, that's true. I was weirded out by everything. I was disgusted by everything. I did not trust him around his sister, and his family tried their hardest to make me feel comfortable with the fact that he has a kid with his sister. It was something I just was never okay with. I was never going to be okay with. I remember at one point.
What is wrong with the family?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying.
How can you make it okay or seem okay that two siblings have a child together? There's nothing okay about that.
We gotta do some background. We gotta do some background check and see if the parents related. That's we need
I wonder
to.
how old she was when she got I'm not how old. I wonder how long her and him been together before she got pregnant.
Right.
Um,
I hope it was after she made it past 18. How old is she now?
oh my goodness. She said the family, the mom, the parent, the mom and the family
All
trying to
in
make her
cahoots.
feel like it was okay that the siblings had a baby together. That is wild.
Insane.
That's wild.
Y'all gotta watch who y'all dealing with, man.
Ooh, Jesus. I could never.
Y'all gotta watch who y'all dealing with. There's some crazy people out here in this world.
Even telling him like when my son gets older, I would prefer if he knows her as his cousin instead of his sister because it's just too much confusion and it's too many questions that's going to be asked. And I don't even want to like open that door for my son to think anything like that is okay. Mind you, they felt some type of way when I said that. They told me how selfish it was and how I was not right for wanting to call them cousins instead of brother and sister. Not to mention, my son's father always has.
But they both. So why would it matter? That's gonna be her son's cousin and her son's sister.
That's insane.
So if she decided to call her her cousin, she ain't lying.
That's wicked. That's wicked. And these kids got to go through that. Bless you.
Man,
These kids got to go through that.
I know she would have never met this dude.
An excuse when it comes to the little girl. He would go months without talking to her, even though they stayed in the same city. He would barely see her, and he pretty much just acted like she didn't exist. His mom would even have to make him go get the little girl birthday gifts to bring over to her on her birthday. He was never the praying type. It's like the biggest, darkest cloud is over his life. And it's just not something I wanted to be attached to. And it's not something I want my son to be attached to. So I did what I thought was right, and I took my son away from all of that. Like I'm going to keep saying, it's demonic. It's not something I am okay with. As humans, we're going to make mistakes. It's up to us to acknowledge things and try to turn things around. And I never got that vibe or that behavior from him. He kind of had like a it is what it is mentality. His mindset was kind of like, I fucked over my own life.
But I get why his mindset is like that. If his mom is trying to make it seem like it's that was okay. She helped mess his mind up.
Yeah.
You have a baby with your sister and your mom is making that okay.
She normalizing it.
Like,
not only is she normalizing it for you, your sister, and that child. Now she trying to bring a whole nother person in that's dating her son and normalize it for you. That is beyond wild.
This is a crazy story. That the mom is for it, and it's Jesus.
Something that I was not supposed to do, and it is what it is. I gotta live with it. I'm not trying to better my life. And I'm going to ruin everybody else's life that enters my life. And that's just no role model for my son. That's just not something I want my son growing up thinking is okay. And I'm just happy that I got as far as away from all that as possible. Do I feel bad at times? Yes. But do I know that it's for the better? Yes. As my son's parent, it's my job to break generational curses. It's my job to set boundaries, even if it's with his father. And at the end of the day, I can only control what I do. I can only control my child. As far as living righteous, that's all that I'm about. I grew up as a messed up child. I myself, as an adult, decided to not hold on to that and turn my life completely around.
Amen.
So why would I want to raise a messed up child? Incest is something I would not support at all, and I don't care who doesn't like it. At the end of the day, this is going to be the child that I have to raise and the child that I take care of, nobody else.
Fortunately, I wish this was a fake story time. I wish I was just lying for clickbait. I wish this was something that was a dream. But because this is real, a lot of people that might have an idea of who I'm talking about or know who my child's father is, they are already on board and they already know exactly who I'm talking about, and they know it's not a lie. This is one of the messages I received. Y'all can pause to read it.
It say that video so true. She did my hair before, and she was taking one day and rambling, and she said that she had a baby by her brother. Never knew it was you until until she showed me a pic of the baby. Gee, and her daughter, she was very weird and nasty. Chad, I'm not even gonna pretend like I can see those. Oh wow.
Just an example of why I don't feel bad about
that second one. Can you go back a little bit?
Y'all can pause to read.
Oh wow. Something. I hate that how I am supposed to be okay raising my son in a family like that. A family that thinks that stuff is okay. It's disgusting. Yes. I was like, what the F? Because she don't know me. She was talking. She don't even know me. That's what she should have said. She was talking. She would say my brother and then proceeded and said it was her. BD told me how it happened. Was technically still a virgin because...
Just an example of why...
Yeah, no, that's crazy, huh?
Y'all can pause to read it. Just an example of why I don't feel bad about telling, my point of view on here. And that's exactly...
But that just go to show you the whole thing we were saying this whole time in the video. Like, The parents is making this normalized to the point where she doing somebody here and she having a regular conversation with them about it. Like it's not weird to her.
It's crazy. It
That's
should be weird.
Man, you shouldn't be trying to tell nobody that.
Why nobody cannot be mad about me telling my point of view on here, because it's something that they're promoting. Mind you, you don't know who knows me. For example, that person that I just showed y'all in this screenshot. All it took was for her to see my son in the picture to know, oh shit, that's Kari's son. I know Kari. It's embarrassing. So to be doing hair and telling your client willingly that you have a baby with your brother, it's weird, y'all. I wish I was making this up.
This story is tough to sit with, not because it's just shocking, but because it's the kind of situation that forces us to take a long, uncomfortable look at how easily things like this can happen when kids grow up without protection. Two 12-year-olds had a baby. Are curious, consent, the bound because of that happened.
I think that's the end of the video, y'all. But that is disgusting. I'm so glad she got her child away from that environment.
I can see why people don't believe it. It's definitely hard to believe,
Yes.
but I believe it.
I believe her. I believe it.
I believe it. People have kids with your brother.
I
your
know
sister,
somebody that got a child with a sibling. Well, not a sibling,
first cousin.
but a cousin. So,
That first cousin.
so I believe her.
And they knew they were cousins when they slept together.
They definitely knew. Didn't care. Oh, snap. That's wild, the world that we live in. Hey, but that's the end of that video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what y'all think about this situation.
Yeah, like the video. Turn your notifications on.
And we gonna catch y'all in the next one.
Peace. We out.